I've been in prison. I did 39 years in prison. Caught 2 murders in prison. One of the famous murders that everybody talks about is the Larry Davis.
Larry Davis, Bronx's most infamous, who went toe-to-toe with the corrupt New York City Police Department. That year, there had been 5 triple homicides and 2 quadruple homicides in New York City, which all seemed to somehow point in the direction of their prime suspect. The police stormed his sister's apartment in hopes of finding their prime suspect. During the shootout, the police fired back a total of 24 shots, including 4 shotgun blasts that logged into a plaster and wooden dresser. It was a very serious shootout because 6 police officers were hit. The person with the worst injury was an emergency service police officer, Mary Ellen Buckley, who was hit in the face and lost 5 uppers and 5 lower teeth.
He just started shooting.
When they went to the door, he opened fire with a machine gun.
He says he shot his way out of his sister's apartment only in self-defense.
After days of defense and revelations, Davis was found not guilty of the shootout, but was convicted on gun charges and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Davis says he was greeted with hugs and applause when he got back to his cell. His attorney had put the entire NYPD on trial and stained the department's reputation. But Davis got an additional 25-year sentence for the killing of a drug dealer from his past. His trial revealed a lot of police wrongdoings. In a way, Davis became a folk hero.
And people mad, some people consider the dude a hero because he shot 6 officers.
Man, Blue Boy did so much time in the can, bro. He was a legend. He was the only Crip. He wasn't even really Crip. But he seen all the Bloods in the state like, oh, okay, all right, well, I'm Crip.
Yeah, don't break the law.
I came home, Bobby Smurder, give me $10,000.
Wow.
You don't know me.
Blue Boy was paroled from prison last year after serving 39 years for murder, including the stabbing death of Larry Davis, who shot 6 officers. He was only out 11 months before he got charged for attempt murder, assault, and a weapon charge for shooting a 25-year-old in front of a weed shop. Blue Boy is in Elmira right now for attempt criminal possession of weapon in the 2nd degree. He has a 12 to life sentence. He's in Elmira right now. That's the maximum prison in New York State. He's been in Elmira going on a year now, since November 17th, 2023.
Yeah, I got jumped. You ain't hear about that?
Nah, where at?
In Elmira. I'm in Elmira, RPC.
Oh, they jumped you?
A helicopter had to get 1 inmate because he was injured so bad, and 3 others were stabbed right after Blue Boy had got jumped by some young Bloods who probably didn't know who Blue Boy was. Not saying he had anything to do with the 4 people getting stabbed, but that happened right after. He's currently serving 12 to life. His earliest parole date is in 2034, which is like 10 years from now. And he'll be 68 years old. And before he had, on his first bid where he killed Larry Davis, he only had 25 to life and ended up doing an extra 10 years for killing Larry Davis. So he did 39 when he went in with 25 years. So for him, if just because you got a date don't mean it's guaranteed. You could get an extra 10 years on your sentence, an extra 20. So it's not guaranteed that you will make your first board or that you'll even make it home. And like, Blue Boy's a big target. When I was in the system at the time, Blue Boy was in there. He was the only Crip in the state that was Crip and proud, like, and not having real problems. He is the most known inmate in New York prison history. Like, imagine being a black guy walking into a KKK meeting and going to sit down and put your feet up. That's Blue Boy. Now, his earliest release date is him at 70 years old. Now, mind you, he didn't get charged for the shooting. He just pleaded to the gun charge. Now, in New York, there's no self-defense. He was working in a weed dispensary and had a weapon. All right? Now, yes, you were defending the shop in self-defense, maybe in Atlanta or Georgia or Mississippi or Florida. He would have never got in trouble, but New York, you could be in the right. If you have a gun, you will still get charged for that gun, no matter how in the right you are. Now, he has a mandatory minimum. 12 to life was his mandatory minimum. There was nothing he could get less than that just for the gun, because he's a 3-strike New York, what they call a persistent violent felon. Now, you get caught with 3 gun charges. Your 3rd gun charge, you're automatically getting 12 to life. That's the lowest you could get. Your 2nd gun charge, the least you could get is 5 years. I'm just talking about New York, and these is facts. Well, any violent crime, not just guns, but in New York, guns is considered a violent crime. So if you get a gun charge, a robbery charge, and then a burglary charge, like, that's 3 strikes. It don't got to be gun charge. You get out and catch another gun charge. You get out, catch another gun charge. That's all 3 strikes. But, so, his first charge was when he was 16. He killed somebody in Lower East Side Manhattan. He got 25 to life for that. So while doing the 25 to life, he kills an inmate. Him and his co-defendant from the streets jump an inmate, kill him. He didn't get no extra time for that, but he end up... No, I'm lying. He got 8 years for that. For the murder, his first jail murder. So then, boom. Fast forward a few years later, him and Larry Davis get that incident in Shawanga. Him and Blue Boy get into a fight. Blue Boy stabs him up. This like 2008. Larry Davis dies. He bleeds to death. He gets another 10 years on top of that 25 to life he had to do. That's how he ended up doing 40 years. So those murders were charged outside of the prison. So like whatever town he was in, whatever town the prison was in, they charged him. So he has while he's in prison, he's getting strikes. He's catching felonies. So when he got out, he already had 2 strikes, even though he only went to prison 1 time. So he ended up, this was his 3rd strike, having the gun. Now, he was working for Glenn Big Baby Davis, who just got sentenced to 40 months for some NBA scams. But yeah, man, Blue Boy, man, the earliest he'll get out is when he's 70 years old. And he's been denied that parole before for his last bid that he did the 39 years for. So it's not guaranteed you'll make your parole board, and you go to parole every 2 years.